Well, I figured while I'm waiting for the parts, I'm gonna go on ahead and disconnect my tie rods and check for any seizing or any friction going left to right without the tie rods connected. So I'm just trying to eliminate any other factor as to why my steering is so bad. So I just got the tire off right now. So now I'm just spraying this 19 mil bolt with the cotter pin with a little bit of PB blaster, just to maybe loosen up whatever, you know, if it's gonna be stuck or a pain in the butt to get off, because it is a tapered pin that goes through here. So that should help with, you know, getting it off, hopefully. Wishful thinking, I guess. This will be my first time attempting this, so hope it goes smoothly. The cotter pin is bent the other way, so I'm gonna have to go in there and bend it straight away from me and then pull it out this way towards me. So let's go on ahead and try and straighten that baby out, and we can get that nut off, hopefully. I'm attempting just to clean up the area, a little wire brush, try and dig it out so it comes out smoother, hopefully. A lot of dirt and debris in the grooves here. I'm hoping the PB blaster is going to be on my side. 99% of the time it is. It really is a lifesaver. I'm going to try to get a pick in between here and kind of pull it towards me. Let's see if I can get a bite on it. Like I said, I mean, I'm sure this thing has never been off. Not since I've owned the car, and that's coming up on 10 years now. This is not the best thing to use. This thing's just going to get tweaked. Alright, let's try the needle nose again. Maybe I can get a bite on it. Oh, whack. Nope, slipped off. I think I moved it a little bit. Let's just be honest here. I think I moved it a little bit. Still not coming out easy. I just need something real skinny to get in there. Real skinny. I don't want to jack up my needle nose, bro. I'm sacrificing all my tools. How about some bigger pliers? Let's start thinking with our dipsticks, Jimmy. Alright, the whole video is going to be me struggling trying to get the cotter pin out, but I mean, sometimes that's how it goes working on cars. You always just got to expect the unexpected. Ow, fuck. There you go, just grabbing it with some pliers and then hitting the pliers with the hammer. Hopefully. Yeah. There's the old rusted pin there. If I had extras, I wouldn't reuse this, but I do not have extras, so I'm going to reuse this. Obviously, if it stays in one piece, I'll reuse it, but so far so good. It may just snap when I go to bend it back, but we're gonna hold on to this as long as possible. Time for the next step. So far, it's not going so smoothly. I'm sure hoping the next step is gonna be more satisfying than that. I get to use my good old impact here. I can leave a link in the description if you guys wanna check it out. It's not too cheap, but it's definitely good quality. Does the trick, gets the job done every time, all the time. As it fails me now. Alright, we got this baby on number 4 setting, which is, I think, the max torque backwards. That should do the trick. Nut. Came right off. Really is a wild looking nut here. Cotter pin friendly nut? I'm not sure what they call this. Just goes to show you how much I really don't know. This is the tapered pin that goes into this flange here. A lot of people think maybe lightly tap the top, but that doesn't always work, and you actually risk damaging the top of the bolt, or the top of the tie rod connector, tie rod end, I think it's called. So a lot of people do, they shock this part here, and that'll actually loosen up the taper. So let's see if it works. I mean, I may need a bigger hammer, let's be honest. It's gonna work its way off, I know it. I have faith. I mean, maybe not tonight, but eventually. I'm gonna try to move the wheel a tiny bit, kind of relieve the tension. It's got a little bit of free play. Need to find a bigger hammer. Yeah, this one from the 1930s might do the trick. Keyword might. I'm gonna give it another little squirt with my favorite friend here. Need it to work its way down in between. This is the nice controlled valve. It's pretty sweet. You can select how much pressure you want. Little to none. I'm on like maybe 2 little clicks. So just spraying this stuff everywhere because it's real pressurized. And nothing's ever easy working on cars, that's for sure. I've been whacking it for quite some time now, and this baby ain't giving up. Trying to be gentle enough where I don't damage the threads on the top here. Man, where's that special tie rod tool when I need it? The videos make it look so easy, but of course when you go to do it, it's never that easy. Alright, let's get back at it. We had the PB soaking for a couple minutes. Let's see if it did the trick. Let me try to approach it this way, maybe. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. There it goes. Well, let's take a closer look here. Tapered shaft. The boot still seems to be intact. No slices. A little bit of oil. Looks like grease is in there, which is a good thing, right? No friction, no binding. Free of movement. Okay, maybe a little bit of squirtage coming out there. A little bit of sludge coming through the boot. I'm sure that could be much worse. There could be just metal on metal in there, grinding. We can see how this thing moves. That's cool. Your wheel. Get this fat puppy out of here. Well, that's that. Alright, I'm not wasting any time. I'm gonna get this thing sprayed right about now. That way the PB blaster can soak in while I try to get the cotter pin out. It's a little bit of a better view just on top of the nut here. So let's go ahead and straighten this thing out. Pull it out, get the nut off, start banging away. Scrub a dub dub. So help expose it. Just gonna help expose it, that's all. Alright, working this thing out. This little pick is coming in handy. Kind of loosens it up. It does kind of bend it as well. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Wish it was a little more rigid, that way I can kind of pry on this. Stupid cotter pin is the problem. And this guy is too skinny. Definitely tricky, but you know, it is what it is. Gotta get it out. We're gonna get it out right now. Well, after about 10 minutes of struggle, I finally got the cotter pin out. That's right, just the cotter pin, nothing else. Well, I guess I don't want to speak too soon. The cotter pin is about to be out. Right. Now, geez, I don't know why this one was so much more difficult. It was bent the same way, just did not want to come out. No, that's great. Just did not want to come out for me, but I remained supreme. Got this thing out. It's a little wavy, a little tweaked, but it came out in the end, and that's all that matters. I might have difficulty putting this baby back in, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Jesus. What a pissa. Alright, deja vu, here we go. I'm gonna zap this 19mm off, hopefully. That one comes off no problem. So far, 2 times in a row. Very nice. Alright, now we time to bang it. Now we just gotta beat it till it falls out. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Pause, spray, and rotate the wheel. Alright, there's a little rotation on the wheel. Hopefully that'll shock something free. Let's go ahead and bang it a couple more times. Bada bing, bada boom. Number 2, out. It's a little grimy and gunky. Boot seems to be intact. No binding or grinding. Seems to be functioning smoothly. Let's do the rotation on the whole assembly. This side seems to rotate a lot more freely, that's for sure. Okay, let's get this tie rod mounted back up here. Hopefully it'll go on a little easier. I won't have to bang it on. I only had to bang it off. It's a tapered shaft, so get it somewhat straight. As you can see, I turned my wheel all the way left to help with mounting it up. Okay, looks like it like that. Now we just got our 19mm nut to put on. I'm gonna zap it with the impact, but I am gonna torque this down the proper specs. Subaru calls for 29 foot-pounds. I'm just gonna do 30. Lightly run this baby on. Got a nice, oh, not really nice, but does the trick. Semi-cheap on Amazon, Tecton. I can link it in the description. I can help you out and you can help me out by clicking it. I have a list of things that I use down in the description if you guys are interested. So we got this thing set for 30 foot-pounds. Normally, you know, you just crank on this thing till you know it's never gonna come off again. But let's see how much really, you know, 29 foot-pounds or 30 foot-pounds is. I mean, it really isn't anything. There it is. It's tight, it's not gonna come loose, but it's not over tight. The whole process, the whole purpose of torquing down your bolts. I think lug nuts are the most important, to be honest. Okay, cool. That was so dang easy. Our cotter pin goes in next to lock in that nut. Oh, and that sucks too, because I gotta torque it a little tighter. I'm gonna torque it a little tighter because the cotter pin hole is not gonna line up with the slots in the nut. That's kind of weird. Maybe that's why they say 29 and not 30. Let's see.
25, 26, 27, 25 and a half, 26.
All right, let's go to 29 and see if it lines up. Cotter pin is supposed to slide through that hole, and you can see it's just a little offset from the slot in the nut. So I'm gonna back it off a foot-pound, and maybe that'll make the difference. If not, I'll just tighten it down until it clears. Living and learning out here. That's what it's all about, baby. Okay, well, it still doesn't line up. Let's just go a little, let's just go to 30, 35. 35, let's see if it'll rotate it just off a hair right now. So basically just torque down the nut till you have your slots lined up on the nut itself. It should be good to go. Just line up the hole, fold your pin, and move on. Give it a couple taps here with my official hammer. Just gonna tap it in. Wiggle, wiggle, shake, shake. Okay, we're going in. We're getting locked and loaded here. Again, it's not 100% straight. So if you had a new cotter pin, this job would be a lot easier. That's not my case, so I'm gonna work with what I got. Maybe I'll get some new cotter pins the next time I take this thing off. Alright, it's in pretty good. I'm liking it. Now I'm just gonna fold up the ends, that way this thing can't back out. Now I'm just gonna get the other side on, and we'll get started on the power steering stuff. I just wanted to check that out and see what it would feel like. And now I did, and now I'm thinking it may have been a waste of time. But I got to learn something, how to get the tie rod off. It's pretty straightforward, as you guys saw. I'll catch up with you guys soon enough.